All righty. Thank you very much, Chairwoman McCollum. And I want to thank you and also Ranking Member Calvert for holding this important hearing. General McConville and Acting Secretary Whitley, thank you for your service. Thank you for your leadership of our soldiers. Thank you for your testimony and your thoughtful opening remarks. What I'd like to focus on is your materiel modernization transformation. The Rock Island Arsenal, which I know my colleagues on this subcommittee know this, but it is in the congressional district that I serve. You may be aware of this already, but it is literally on an island in the middle of the Mississippi River, right between Iowa and Illinois, but it is represented by the congressional district that I serve. We're really encouraged by the important work that they're doing at the Arsenal that supports warfighter, the warfighter. It sustains the Army. And I also want to thank you for your recent your investment in the additive manufacturing capability at the Arsenal. That it allows the Arsenal to process parts that we understand are providing big dividends to sustaining readiness. That said, we are particularly excited about the development of a jointless hull that uses an entirely novel and very, very large 3D printer. Either one of you can answer this, or both of you can answer this. But in the past, we've talked about how we see additive manufacturing capabilities to be more mobile and deployable downrange. So I think we have some examples where these mobile additive manufacturing systems are being sent downrange. But I also wonder if you can comment on how the Army is looking to ensure that these new and these innovative capabilities are built into existing or new major acquisition programs like the jointless hull.
I think you've been there.
Yeah, I have. I've actually been to Rock Island, and I think that's a great example of I want to say this politely, but sometimes we want to stay in the past. There's an arsenal that's moving in the future. It's recognizing that maybe the way we did business in the past is going to change, and so we are very supportive of additive manufacturing. And here's how I see it: is the ability to make parts. Historically, we used a strategy. Some people called it an iron mountain. You bring a whole bunch of things with you, and it's very, very expensive. And you like every commander wants to have every part with them, which goes against a business practice, which is just-in-time logistics, because no one wants to have a part that's just a little late. And from my feeling, what additive manufacturing does, it allows you to take risk in some parts. You may have a part that you don't really carry because you only use it once a year, and why, carry around 20 parts and have that expense. But with additive manufacturing, you can manufacture that part right there and reduce that risk. You don't have to carry a large supply, which again requires more vehicles, requires all these other type things to do that. So I think that's extremely important. So what are we doing to get after that? What we're seeing is working with manufacturers. You have to actually get the parts from them and get the diagrams, and then you can put them into the machines and make sure that you basically order the parts through the machines. Some there's a I think it's University of Wichita has actually done a UH-60, the whole thing. They're taking total weapon systems, basically put them in the machine so you can manufacture, some people call it print, those parts. I think that's the future. I think you're going to see additive manufacturing at the leading edge of the battlefield. And then in the rear, you want to be able to reach back and say, hey, we don't want to wait 18 months. We don't want to wait this long to get that part. We want to be able to manufacture it right now.
Very good. Acting Secretary, anything that you'd like to add to the General's comments?
No, I just agree with what the Chief said. I think this is, we're getting it right now at the depot and arsenal level, and we're learning from that. Where this ultimately is going to go is to the tactical edge, and I think it's going to be a real potential in a warfight.
So along those same lines, obviously we've been talking a little bit about the budget and my personal concern that the Navy's modernization may result in cuts to the Army's budget. And I know you specifically cannot comment on details of the budget, but wondering what impact it could have on adopting innovative capabilities into the Army programs.
Yeah, it will have an impact, and this is, and I don't want to repeat myself, but what we've got right now is an Army budget that has risk built into it. It was prudent risk. It was risk taken to fund modernization and to be a good steward of the taxpayer resources. But what that means is, then when funding becomes unpredictable, you don't have buffers. You don't have the ability to absorb that as easily as you otherwise might. So there is risk in the budget. We are going to protect modernization, and we are going to fund modernization because of its high priority. But there is risk there, and there will be things we cannot do.
Okay, very good. My time's expired. Madam Chair, I yield back. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms.